Alright, hello. I don't know um, if you're watching this from my subscriber list. Um, Welcome back. If you're new, well, welcome to the channel. Today I wanted to talk a bit about my own personal experiences, that I've had this past year, especially. But probably throughout, this goes back. All spiritualness, I think, is all kind of goes back to the beginning one's life and even before, like the previous lives. And well, it's a process that's always has been going on, and it's a process that will always keep continuing to go on. But I think I want to talk about this particular year because of how different it is and how much I've transformed. Yeah, I hope you don't mind if you pet my dog. Hi, say hi, Noel. Just as soon as I started this video, she just wanted me to start petting her, so that's what I'm guessing I'm going to be doing. But anyways, the main idea behind this video I want to talk about is is my experiences with Krishna in particular. So, if you don't know who Krishna is, he is a deity within Hinduism. Honestly, you could probably just wiki him um, if you need to. But yeah, the idea of Krishna, uh, he's eighth avatar of Vishnu, who is the creator deity within Hinduism. He's the deity of creation and life. Um, and he has this interesting backstory within himself and whatnot. That's like I say, I highly suggest that. And I'm not going to really get super into that. This is not about who is Krishna. There's plenty of other resources out there in in the YouTube world and beyond. But this is about just my personal experiences with him. So, starting a year ago, um, from not this August, but the last August, it's about, I think it was August 6th of last year. Don't ask me why I just remembered why I remember the date, but I'm pretty sure it was like August 6th. I was just sitting back here, this backyard, like another day, just relaxing, watching videos. I think I was like watching like a video about like paleontology, like dinosaurs or something like that. It's like something like completely very, very random. Just a random video, just me, and I do this all the time, as sure as you guys do, watching watch random videos on YouTube. In fact, that's probably maybe why you're watching this video right now, right? But anyway, so I was watching a random video, and then just all of a sudden I just felt this rush of energy just overcome me. And I just felt like it's like I felt like the only way I can describe it is like I just felt like the energy of the universe just pouring through me. And it kept, and the symbol that kept coming to mind is what now I know is, it's the Om symbol within Hinduism. That symbol just kind of kept coming to mind as well. And I just felt that, and then next thing you know, I just felt like felt like my spirit or essence or life force just being like so, just, just, I can't even describe the words. Like, it's just so full that like I felt claustrophobic within my own body. And I remember like even freaking out at one point because I can't just see, because us as humans, we don't have eyes in the back of our heads. And that was for some reason freaking me out. Like I couldn't just see behind me. I was like, why I can't just see behind me like that? Without turning my head. And like, like just the fact that I have like, peripheries and like that stuff was starting to freak me out. Like just basic human stuff, and just being in a body just felt so claustrophobic. And I started like it's like I almost started missing like I almost started missing the other side. Sorry, there's a plane flying overhead. Hopefully that doesn't mess with the sound quality too much. But yeah, I just felt, very stuck in my own body. Like I say, just stuck in my own body. And next thing you know, it just It was just a lot of like turmoil. I started like kind of freaking out about stuff, even like sleep. But it wasn't all bad though. In fact, actually, most of it, a lot of it was quite. Most of it, I would say, overall, was quite pleasant. It was a quite like there's like there's like a part of me I was like finding and rediscovering, or I don't even know, just I was feeling this connection, deep connection with the universe, which I've had moments of it, but nothing like this. This was like some very deep next level stuff. And mind you, like I say, I hadn't taken any sort of psychedelics whatsoever at this point. I hadn't been taking any shrooms or acid or anything of that nature. So yeah, it was just like very very out of the blue, and I just it was just this overwhelming energy and just all this stuff and all this thoughts and just kind of coming to this like sort of deep like realize I don't know if even realization, just a deep connection. It felt like a deep connection and deep validation. Although the problem was the validation was I didn't even know what I was being validated for. It was just like a it just felt like the universe was saying, "Good job, you're on your way," and I'm like, "But what am I doing?" That's why I feel like I still feel that way a lot of times, right? Like I think that's kind of the whole point of life, right? I was like, I don't feel like I'm on my way to anything. But I just felt like a deep sense, like the universe was like telling me, like, just like it was a validation. It's a very deep sense of validation, and it was like, it's just a deep connection, like I say, deep connection. And so a day passes by, still kind of feeling a certain way. I'm still, like I say, it was a very intense experience. So I felt very just worn out almost, like existentially worn out. Like I just felt like even my very being was just kind of worn out. Like everything about me was just worn out. I was just tired in a way, like beyond just sleepy tired, just like a deep tired. Um, and so like I say, a day passes by, and so then the next day I'm back at work. Um, at this time I was working a different job than I currently do. But I guess that doesn't really matter for the sake of the story. But I was just, well, I guess the setting of it kind of matters. So I was at the time I was working at produce at a small grocery store chain, and during that time, and, during most of the shift actually, I would be pretty much by myself and like pretty much like that entire like corner of the store, like within not just my department but like the department next to me, and then by the very end, like by the very uh last probably few or so hours within like the other department next to me as well. Like so it would be like three departments pretty much completely empty other than me, just stacking stuff with produce and whatnot. And so okay, so I was back at work. I was in this, and the entire day I just been kind of feeling, I was still feeling very off, and by the very end, I was just kind of feeling just kind of like a lonely, just like I just wanted some companionship, just someone to chill with, someone to hang out with, like a friend to hang out with, and I just felt this very like lonely sense of like loneliness, and it was towards the very like last hour. Very towards it was just like the last maybe hour and a half hour of my shift. I felt all of a sudden I felt like this presence was in the room with me. Oh, there's Noel back. I felt like this presence, and I looked around to see if anyone was around and looked all over the place, like to see if there's customers on the floor, if it's like maybe I just like sense a person or something. And no, it was like no one around, nothing, and I just kept sensing like this, like there was a presence in the back room with me. And then next thing you know I it was like my thoughts were the only way I could describe it is like it felt like something was using my own thoughts, my own brain to communicate with me. Like it was inside my mind. It was communicating with me, but I also felt like it was also out afar. But I also felt like it was like within my mind at the same exact time. It was like this weird, contradictory duality of it that was going on at the same time. It felt far away and like very close at the same time. But it was this entity that was using my own thoughts to communicate with me, and it was very loving, very nurturing, very kind, very reassuring. Very everything is okay, everything is all right. I'm here for you. Um, Very pleasant. It was, it's like, don't worry about sleep. Don't worry about this, all these little existential stuff that you had going on. Like, it's okay. Everything's okay. Everything's all right. I'm here. And it's very warm, nurturing, and loving and kind. And it was like a very, and I couldn't see anything, but it felt like like a loving light and a loving, I couldn't like see it. I just kind of felt that. That's what was going on in that sense. If that makes sense. It's like it was all very much mental and up here. It's almost like, the sensation of like, it's like, think about when you see something, like, you see the image and the image, goes into your eyeball and like there's like the whole process, like the process of seeing. It's like, imagine like you just kind of skipped that seeing process and you just go straight to the mental process where like your brain registers it. It was like kind of like that sort of sensation that was going on. And so anyways, we get, this entity is, being very reassuring, very caring, very loving. And so at the very end, like towards the very end of this interaction, I ask, what's your name? What do you go by? And then it says, the name that I am associated with is Krishna. Now, mind you, at this point, I didn't really know anything about Krishna. I've heard of the name before, but that's about it. I didn't even know it was like, at first, I, I didn't even know like the difference between like them, Shiva and stuff like this. Like I was not super, I didn't really know anything about Hinduism, other than like, oh, it's the one with the caste system. That's pretty much about it. And so that was what was weird about this whole experience too. And of course, if you know anything about Krishna, one of the weirdness about, especially all this happening in August, is that August is his birthday month, as I would have come find out later. Just a lot of weird coincidences like that kind of arise. Um, but yeah, and then shortly after that whole moment, uh, you know, I ended up, finding some. It turned, one of my best friends is very much into a particular sort of guru, and so he's been sending me the book. I've actually been doing a book series. A review series on that book. It's called I Am That. Talks with the Sinegarata Maharaj, I think that's how you say it. Anyways, Maharaj. Um, Check out that playlist. But yeah, um, anyways, going back to this, yeah, whole that whole moment changed everything. Because then, yeah, I got to say, I ended up kind of reaching out to some to see if if I can find any other folks. And it turns out I had found at least one other guy who knows a guru who's kind of trying to become a guru himself. So he's been helping me out with stuff. Yeah, and hopefully maybe with this video too, if more people will come out and because I'm always open to suggestions and ideas about moving, just what just moving forward. All I've been really doing since then is so I have this little ritual that I've been doing. I have a little Krishna statue, and I've also gotten into Lord Hanuman as well. So those are my two deities at the moment. Like I say, I'm open to expanding them more. I mean, obviously, and even outside of Hinduism, I consider myself a universalist. Typically, I mean that's pretty much how I've been for a while. my own personal history. I used to be Christian, like Catholic for a while. Then I lost my faith. I was, very much into the atheism, like Hitchens and all that, especially during my college days. And then, well, beginning part of my college days, yeah. And then towards the end, I kind of got back into spirituality slowly, and then from there, yeah, from there I've just kind of been pretty spiritually neutral for a while, just kind of doing whatever. Um, Kind of going back and forth between like pure materialism or not. And then yeah, with this recent stuff, yeah, obviously I'm not. I've definitely I've just the irony is yeah, I almost feel like a better Christian in a lot of ways now. Like because I definitely have a lot of belief in a sort of deities or God or something. I've felt that now, so I get that. you know, but yeah, no, the ritual I've been doing is actually, yeah, I have this little Krishna statue, a little Hanuman statue, and I offer them incense. I do this at least once a day. Sometimes I do it two, three times a day, depending on the day. Most of the time recently, it's been once. At least, once a day. And at least offer one incense. And at least it's probably at least 20 minutes to an hour, sometimes longer, of doing a mantra, or sometimes I'll just talk to Krishna, just and like while listening to some mantra or some sort of Krishna flute music or something like this, set the mood. It's because, and I call this a Krishna session or Krishna chill sesh. Because the idea is I'm chilling with Krishna. I'm just hanging out with Krishna like he is your friend. Because he is. He's Krishna supposed to be. I think the best way to interpret Krishna is ultimately like the ultimate best friend. And so and you just kind of and you just what do you do with a best friend? You chill with them. You know what I mean? You hang out with your best friend. I mean, I don't know about y'all, but that's what I would do. That's what I do, right? And you can try to hang out with your best friend at least a little bit every day, right? That's that's definitely the ideal. So that's kind of what I've been doing with Krishna, and yeah, I feel like I definitely noticed a big difference within my life, for sure, for sure, for sure. I noticed a huge difference just in terms of my person. I just feel more at peace. I feel more at ease. Um, when bad things happening. I mean, I still get hurt by them. I still feel feelings and stuff like that. But there is a sense. There's something I feel a sense of ease. Knowing that Krishna is there with me. Um, Anytime any sort of existential angsts or any existential sort of gripes, um, I know Krishna's there. Any doubts, so it's a very just been very fulfilling, very empowering sort of deal because that's what Krishna wants for all of us ultimately is for us to be able to empower ourselves and be the best version of ourselves because since we are one with all of creation and all of the universe, by bettering ourselves and making ourselves into the best version of ourselves as we understand that to be, we can also make this universe into the best version of itself possible. Just like I mean, after all, if the universe is greater than the sum of its parts. So if all the sum of its parts are at the best that they are, imagine what then the universe itself can be. Think of it like that. So, like I said, Krishna has now he's been my guy, and it's like I say, it's been very fulfilling for my life, and where I go from here with it, I don't know. I mean, I'm still exploring that, so I don't know how deep I'll get with it. We'll see. Hopefully, pretty deep, and you know, yeah, we'll see how it goes. That's all I can say. See how it goes. Like I said, it's been 1 year with Krishna in my life, and it's been pretty transformative. Just 1 year already. I'm 32, almost 33. Well, I'd say this has probably been, and just in terms of my spirituality, pretty transformative. Every other regard, it's been pretty neutral to stagnant. Honestly, that's the funny part. Every other regard of my life's been pretty stagnant, but not this. This has been pretty. This has been a huge improvement. So you know, it is what it is, man. I'm grateful though. I'm grateful for this closeness I feel now with Krishna, and I hope to explore it and see where it goes. So I think I'll leave it at that for y'all. Please subscribe to the video, to the channel. I mean, yeah, please subscribe to this channel. I have cute little doggy shorts. I have a lot of spiritual videos. I mean, I've done a few political videos before, and so I can do that again if y'all would like. Oh, I'm kind of a jack of all trades sort of guy. I can even try even do some video game content. I've been thinking about doing some of that lately. So just whether just I'm just a guy living life. So hope you all enjoyed this video wherever it finds you. I hope it can maybe give you some ease and give you guys something to strive for, to hope for. Anyways, peace be unto you all. All right, have a good one.